Government is projecting some significant reduction in prices of petroleum products from next month. This will be based on the impact of the Gold for Oil program and the continued stability of the Ghana cedi. Deputy Minister for Energy Andrew Ejapamesa has been giving more details about factors that will influence the reduction on PM Express Business Edition.
I expect that it will come down, consistent with the mechanism that goes into the pricing. And I'm sure that you're very much aware that two components that determine the prices. The price of the commodity on the international market, obviously the premiums that are then slapped on it, which is the margins that the IOTs then generate, and of course the strength of our local currency. And so if you have a stable price on the global market, which is hovering around 74, 76 thereabout, and relatively stable cedi, then you're likely to see, because of the forward pricing, okay, because I'm sure you are very much aware that BDCs don't price the product today based on today's dollar. They price it forward, such that, for example, if the dollar were to be 10 cedi today, the 2-week window that is expected to sell their product, they predict that the dollar may get to 15, and so they sell the commodity to you and I at 15 cedi today, which obviously, if it gets there, then they are covered. If it doesn't get there, then I guess that it's a decent, mechanism that then did. But of course, that's why the regulator is there, to ensure that the consumer is not excessively shortchanged, if you like. And so I expect that with the mechanics as evident today, the prices would come down within the range that is being forecasted. Yes.
That is a 7 to 11 or?
Absolutely.
Managing Director for Bulk Oil Storage for Transportation Company Limited, BOST, Edwin Provençal, has been giving more details about the second consignment expected to arrive next week.
In terms of the status of the incoming cargoes for February, we are expecting a total of 152,000 metric tons, made up of 80,000 gas oil and then 72,000 gasoline. So they'll start coming in from the 19th, which is somewhere Sunday, till the end of the month. I can tell you on authority that we've had demand orders from 18 bulk distribution companies, totaling almost 140,000 metric tons. I am sure you have seen that since the first cargo came in till date, GOIL has reduced their prices from almost 15.75 to almost 14.90 for diesel. And that should tell you that going forward, Ghanaians who are not in a good place today will have some respite with respect to reduction of energy prices, with its attendant benefit on the inflation. Since 1993, BOST has been importing petroleum products into Ghana. That's the role we are playing. It hasn't changed. In order to fix a macroeconomic problem called inflation, the government has decided to use its state agencies to help do that. And one of the levers to get that done is through the energy prices. And so government thinks that if we're able to bring in very competitive products, very competitively priced products into the market, it will help curb the suffering of our people. So BOST is doing what we have always been doing, albeit not in a large scale, but this one takes it to a large scale to help alleviate the suffering and plight of the good people of this country.
Meanwhile, member of the Alliance of Civil Society Organizations working on extractives, anti-corruption and good governance, Dr. Steve Manteo, is calling on government to ensure transparency and accountability of the Gold for Oil program. His major concern is on how government intends to finance gold purchases on the local market.
It is good news that the volumes are increasing in respect of this transaction. And I will say that when a country goes into difficult situations, it's always good to innovate. But in innovating, you want to ensure efficiency. And one of the ways to ensure efficiency is through transparency and accountability. We've raised a number of concerns about this whole gold for oil deal. In some respects, there's been some responses in terms of further disclosures, in terms of the framework. There's been some disclosures in terms of how the petroleum products are going to be priced locally on the market and all that. But we still do not have responses to some of the first issues around the program. One is how the gold purchases are going to be financed by government. We've looked into the 2023 budget, and there's no provision in the budget in terms of where we raise the money to do the local gold purchases. We're not too sure if government is going to syndicate some loans as it does for gold purchases or whatever. We don't know. And I think it's important in the interest of transparency and accountability to come out clear about how we are financing the gold purchases on the local market. Two, how are we going to trade our gold? I mean, in terms of the, the buyer selection. Because we take the gold to the market and we want to sell it to raise either dollar equivalent of the gold or to trade the gold directly as barter in exchange for petroleum products. Either way, you still will have to value your gold. How are we going to price the gold? How are we going to value the gold? Is it going to be on the basis of spot price, or is it going to be futures, derivatives, whatever? It's important for government to come clear on the buyer selection criteria for our gold. We also need disclosure on this the supplier selection criteria in terms of who is selling the petroleum products to the country. Are we just going to walk into the market and buy straight from whoever we find, okay? Or are we going to do headhunting? Are we going to do a competitive bid process? Whatever. We need to be clear about that because they all have implications for the price of the commodity that we bring into the country. And again, the pricing policy, I think I've mentioned that. And so these are big issues that we think government needs to provide some answers to for us to be all clear in terms of what we are doing. Otherwise, the corruption risk associated with this particular transaction in this current form will come back to hurt us in terms of the benefits that may do that in the long run.
The executive chairman of IDEC Digital, Ambrose Yena, has called on businesses and leaders as well as SMEs to invest in artificial intelligence. Speaking at the launch of the IDEC AI Center of Excellence, he explained that artificial intelligence will significantly increase the efficiency and profitability of businesses. Here's more in this report.
As the world of technology evolves, artificial intelligence is gradually becoming a key part of business solution process. The branch of computer science which employs smart machines and software to perform tasks which is typically performed by humans have come in handy to reduce workload and improve efficiency. In view of this, IDEC Digital has opened a modern artificial intelligence center to train entrepreneurs, MSMEs, and the youth in artificial intelligence development. Speaking at the launch of the first IDEC AI Center of Excellence, Executive Director of IDEC Digital, Ambrose Yena, charged businesses to invest in artificial intelligence to improve their service delivery.
Technological development has caught up with us and everybody has to move along with it, especially in the business sector, so that if businesses do not move along with technology such as this to aid their work, increase efficiencies and productivity and profitability, within a very short time, their businesses will go underground. So it's very important that executives of all business entities buy into this and get their top brass executive trained.
On his part, the president of the Institute of ICT Professionals, David Gowu, said the training center will afford young people the opportunity to educate themselves to fit into the ever-changing trends of the digital ecosystem.
This consortium actually brings home what AI is about, to help young people to get connected. You have seen the AI Center of Excellence, one here at IDEC Plaza and then the other at Academic City University College. This is to help young people to be trained, to be equipped for the next generation of technology that is coming up.
Representing 7W Artificial Intelligence, the president of the Slovenian Ghana Business Club, Gilbert Yeluweri Mesna, said Slovenia, through 7W Artificial Intelligence, is committed to supporting Ghana build the required knowledge base in artificial intelligence.
One of these successes has been 7W, which has decided to partner companies here in Ghana, especially IDEC, Digital Accra, Academic City, and also Institute of ICT Professionals in the artificial intelligence space.
The IDEC AI Center of Excellence, which is a private sector initiative to train businesses and students, is powered by a consortium of partners, namely 7W Artificial Intelligence Company Limited from Slovenia, Academic City University College, Institute of ICT Professionals, and IDEC Digital.
A technology consultant, Maximus Ametogo, is urging the youth and young graduates to leverage technology and acquire soft and employable skills to enable them create their own businesses. According to him, acquiring soft skills through technology will provide them with an added advantage in the job market. He was speaking at an industry academia dialogue.
Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, in partnership with DigiCap Ghana, organized an industry academia dialogue to educate students and young people on how to improve on their use of technology to create opportunities for themselves. The dialogue was under the theme Technology as an Enabler of the Creative Art Industry. Speaking in an interview, technology consultant Maximus Ametogo said, in partnership with DigiCap Ghana, organized an industry academia dialogue to educate students and young people on how to improve on their use of technology to create opportunities for themselves. The dialogue was under the theme Technology as an Enabler of the Creative Art Industry. Speaking in an interview, technology consultant Maximus Ametogo said, it is important for young people to leverage technology to acquire skills that set them apart to employers.
Irrespective of the industry you are in or the course you are reading, you have to see how technology can boost that particular skills or qualification. So if you need to do some online courses or go for some training in addition to the certification that you are trying to acquire, it will be of benefit to you, because there are lots of reports that shows that the labor force will require digital skills, right, for you to even have a sustainable job. If you don't have digital skills, nobody wants to employ you, because they are going to deploy a lot of technology in their processes and in their work.
Operations Director at the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, Richard Kafuya-Manfu, advised young people to critically examine the skills that employers are looking out for to enable them acquire those needed skills.
We are saying that people should take advantage of the space, should take advantage of such platforms to understand what exactly it is that job seekers are looking out for and what exactly employers are also looking out for. So it is a two-way situation that is being married together. And we are also saying that students should take up the opportunity with all the available learning materials, the digital platforms available to upskill themselves. Because what we are saying is only having the IT skills is not enough. But if you add the soft skills also, and you marry the two, then you are ready for the job market.
The participants were also urged to acquire soft skills that can also help them set up their own business.
Now, let's take a trip to the first cocoa processing company established in Ghana to produce premium and some of the best chocolates and cocoa products in the world. CPC holds the enviable position for producing some of the best chocolates sold in supermarkets across the country. In the following report, my colleague Emma Davis gives us a feel of how the company is working hard to increase its production.
Processing Company Limited was established in 1965 by Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The company has 3 factories, 2 cocoa factories and a confectionery factory. The company processes raw cocoa beans into semi-finished products like cocoa liquor, butter, natural or alkalized cake or powder, whilst the confectionery factory manufactures the chocolate bars, couverture, pebbles, among others. Sales and marketing manager for CPC, Nana Ajimai Angsong, shares how his outfit has managed to remain relevant all these years.
I want to use the occasion to thank all Ghanaians for supporting this brand. I always say that Ghana, our brand is cocoa. And so it's a production that we have developed over the years, since 1965. And we have over the years continually developed this, managed by Ghanaians, owned by Ghanaians. And it will amaze you that this recipe that you see on the street as Golden Tree was developed by Ghanaians. And so it's a long history of effort, hard work put together to make this brand what it has become today. And it is carefully crafted. And so it's not surprising that all Ghanaians, the first thing that comes into their mind when we talk about the best chocolate, premium chocolates, they mention Golden Tree.
Every long-standing business thrives by evolving with trends. CPC joined the bandwagon when artisanal chocolates became trendy. Food Safety and Quality Systems Coordinator Thomas Asante explains the process of making artisanal chocolates.
In CPC, we have 2 types of chocolates mainly. We have the bar chocolates and we also have the artisanal chocolates. Okay. The artisanal chocolate is mainly done by, it's an artwork, mainly by hand. So everything is by hand and the process starts from here. Now, before anything starts, they have the mass. They bring the mass, they temper the mass. So you can see our ladies tempering the mass. Unlike the other ones, which the tempering will be done by a tempering machine. Okay. This one is mainly done by hand. So you can see the process. They will do this till they get a required temperature of about 28 degrees. So from here, they are going to refrigerate it. Okay. So you put it in the refrigerator, and the idea is to solidify it.
And that takes how long?
It will, by 30 minutes, it should be hardened so that you can remove it or demold it. We call it demolding. Okay. The process removing from the molds. Okay.
Mr. Anston expressed optimism about the future of Ghana's cocoa value chain.
In recent times, at a point in time, the company instituted some training programs to train young, youthful, upcoming chocolatiers so that they will also learn how to make chocolates. As our CSR or as our corporate social responsibility to support the young ones to help them create jobs for themselves. And so in the last 10 to 15 years, when we undertook this training, today we see a lot of them around. And so we see some new developments taking place within the industry. And we are seeing large-scale chocolate manufacturers, we are seeing medium-scale, and we are seeing small-scale chocolatiers. So the future looks interesting. The future seems to show that the industry is going to grow.
Cocoa is the third largest income earner for the country. Investing in industrializing the sector would be a game changer in Ghana's economy.
Senior Business Development Manager at Farmerline, Princess Anita Sabre, has reiterated the need to educate farmers on the effective use of technology to aid their processes in farming. According to her, this will help farmers to adopt the right procedures in applying agricultural inputs to increase their production and safeguard the country's food security system.
Starts with education. Farmers know what they want, but they don't know how to apply it. Farmers need allies. So if we start to educate them on what is expected of them, for example, all these innovations and the technologies are available for you and I, for the world to have access. It's online, it's in the libraries, it's in hard copies, but these farmers cannot read and write. That is why Farmerline has come up with the initiative, the 399 code, where the farmer can pick up and then call and select the native language that they are comfortable speaking, and then they can access whatever information that they want. So that is where it can start from. Technology has to start from education, narrow down to the farmer. Once they are educated on how to even apply a very basic input or fertilizer, how to even plant the right seedlings, how to even harvest at the right time, before we can add on any other more innovative things for them to understand. So let's start with education. If there's anything that the government can do to support the farmers to grow more food and create more wealth, we are open up for it.
Mining giant AngloGold Ashanti Obuasi Mine has given KNUST Obuasi campus 1 million Ghana cedi to upgrade its infrastructure to meet rising student population of the school. The intervention by the gold mine is part of efforts to improve education in its host communities in the Ashanti region. Anita Sewajoga has more in this report.
The Obuasi campus of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology started with less than 400 students, but enrollment has risen to over 2,000 in the past 3 years. Although the student population has increased, the expansion of infrastructure remains a challenge. AngloGold Ashanti has gone to the rescue with a donation of 1 million Ghana cedis to support infrastructure expansion of the university. Eric Esubontin is Managing Director of AngloGold Ashanti.
This is just to mark the occasion of presenting a check of 1 million Ghana cedis to the KNUST Obuasi campus to help expand their facilities. We see it as a key partnership, an important partnership, to have this tertiary institution in our host communities, giving the youth in Obuasi the opportunity to access or have access to tertiary, good quality tertiary education from a reputable institution like KNUST without having to travel all the way to places like Kumasi and to have to deal with challenges of finding accommodation, facilities, and so on and so forth.
According to the company, the increasing population of students will help in the diversification of the local Obuasi economy.
This campus being here and the number of students that are enrolled here is helping with the diversification of the local Obuasi economy. Imagine all these 2,000 and over students finding a place to lodge. I know for sure, I know personally that there are private investors already starting to build hostels in Obuasi. This is helping the local Obuasi economy. These students will go to the market to buy foodstuff and to feed themselves. Just go to the market and speak to the market women. They will tell you that their business is good.
University Relations Officer of KNUST lauded AngloGold Ashanti Obuasi Mine for the intervention. Dr. Norris Bakwi revealed how the money will be invested in improving facilities on the Obuasi campus.
As a new campus, we have so many challenges, and we've been working with AngloGold Ashanti from the day one. They've been very supportive. And today is an addition, a donation of 1 million Ghana cedis, which is going to go into infrastructure development efforts on campus and to bring up other necessary amenities that our students will need.
Anita Sewa Ajugan reporting.
It's time now for your stock markets update with Patrick Edemagama, head of Republic Securities.
Activities on the stock market this week slowed down slightly, with 21 equities exchanging hands. Volumes traded decreased by 38% week on week to about 1.2 million shares. Values traded also decreased slightly by 52% to about 2 million Ghana cedis. Guinea's Ghana Bureau Limited dominated both trade volumes and values by more than 80%. The composite index recovered by some points to close the week at a year-to-date of negative 1.21%. The financial stock index remained unchanged to close at a year-to-date of negative 3.37%. The market recorded 3 gainers and 2 losers. Total led the gainers, gaining 44 pesos to close at 4 Ghana cedis, 57 pesos. Unilever gained 20 pesos to close at 2.26 Ghana cedis. MTN gained 2 pesos to close at 90 pesos per share. Guinea's Ghana Bureau Limited led the losers, losing 18 pesos to close at 1 cedi, 68 pesos per share. Access Bank also lost a peso to close at 4 Ghana cedis per share.
And that's all for Business Tonight. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com/business. I am Beverly Broohm. Sports is next with Razak Musbao.